ITA for telling my dad he's the one who gave me the ultimatum, so he needs to deal with the consequences. My mom died when I 17 M was 5. My dad remarried when I was 8 and made a blended family with his wife and her 2 kids. Then they had 2 kids together, so I have step and half siblings. My mom's family were a big part of my life for the first 6 years, and then my dad and them fought because my dad had met his wife by then, and he didn't like their reaction to the news. Essentially, he wanted to invite them over for my grandparents' yearly family barbecue, and my grandparents didn't want to include them. They told him they couldn't accept my mom's replacement. He got mad at them for feeling that's what he was doing. He told them they could forget about seeing either of us again. He tried to keep me from them, but they filed for grandparents' rights and dad's lawyers said they'd win, so he said I could see them once every 3 months for 4 hours. It was way less than I was used to, but it didn't stop me being close to them. He invited them to his wedding, and they didn't come. It pissed him off more, and then he got super weird about it, and he suddenly started demanding invites again for his wife's kids when I was invited, and then when my half-siblings were born, he was including them in the attempt to force my family's hands. But they never invited them. They did ask me if I wanted them there, and I said not really. So they didn't change their mind. My dad always bitched about them whenever my visits would come around. He really hated that I went and my step and half-siblings couldn't. He tried to tell me I should advocate for them all to be included. I never replied to him because it was easier not to. Once I turned 14, he got worse with that stuff and he'd complain that I was calling and texting them, and I kept in touch more than the once every 3 months. He'd tell me they hate my siblings, that he didn't want us to have our family. I told him that didn't upset me or make me mad, and it didn't change that I wanted to see them. The day I went back to school senior year, my dad told me since I was graduating in May and I'd be 18, he needed to make it clear that I will need to choose. Because I can't keep spending time with people who refuse to include most of my family. And he told me I'll have to choose my family or them. I told him the them were my family and I'd choose them. He didn't expect the answer. He got pissed and told me I should always choose siblings over extended family. Then he acted like I hadn't given my answer because he told me when he and his wife throw me the graduation party that I won't be allowed to invite my mom's side. I told him he didn't need to throw me one because they would and I'd made it clear my choice will be them. Dad told me that isn't how it works. I told him it is because he gave the ultimatum and he needs to live with the consequences. He accused me of twisting his words and disrespecting him by throwing that in his face. AITA? Lewis v. 25 says, NTA. You are in no way wrong. That is how an ultimatum works. He knows that. One, your father had no right to try to replace your family. Two, your father had no right to try to insert his children and stepchildren into the lives of people that were holding on to the last living representative of their deceased daughter. Three, your father had no right to try and separate you from people that love you. For you lost a parent that will forever be in your heart. Your father should have respected that. 5, lean on your mom's family as they love you. Your father is in love with a fantasy. Detroit Smash 8701 says, NTA. Oh no, I tried to bully my child into doing what I wanted, but they have a spine, called my bluff, raised it, and now they see the cards in my hand aren't as strong as I tried to let on. You did what you needed to do. Kudos for standing up for yourself. Orange Biscuit 234 says, NTA, your dad is just straight up idiot. He gave a choice, and you selected an option. That is it. Thanks for watching. I love you. Follow Reddit Echoes for more.